Holy snapping duck shit.
My good mate from Bump and Run Booker joins us.
I'm excited for another great show tonight. Give it the hoot nanny.
Hey everyone, welcome along to Trackside with Kokpit, brought to you by GARAGE16. Hope you enjoyed your Wednesday. Booker and Kinser here through to 8:30 as we are every Wednesday, bringing you a show full of laughter, fun, latest goss, what's going on, and trying to keep you entertained. Thanks for jumping on board, Mike Harvey, Wayne Otten, Muddy Goodley, Dave Thomas. Evening Books, mate. How are you?
I'm good, mate. Good. Yeah, it's been an interesting week and start up and watching some of the stuff over at the pits on the nominations or the process of the different people going to be brought on the board this year for Speedway. But yeah, it's been good, mate. The weather's been cold and damn warm, then cold again, and yeah, it's been a bit funny actually this off season, to be fair, with the weather. But let's hope it gets out of the way now before our season starts, mate.
Oh, exactly. You know, the way the months are going by, 2 more weeks, that'll be July done. August, September, come mid-October, it's back into New Zealand Speedway season. And already, if you're on social media, if you're one of the social media butterflies, you will already see some of the tracks have been releasing their calendars. The updates on the Speedway New Zealand official titles covering most classes have been released as well. Some other confirmation on dates around that. So getting you all prepared, no doubt, for your annual Speedway fix, if you tend to go that way for the Speedway season. So yeah, not too far away. A lot of work being done in sheds behind the scenes with crews, drivers, and organising sponsors, cars, machinery, everything like that to make sure they can entertain the fans. And that's what we're here tonight to talk about. One of the drivers building up and, of course, moving into another class. We've got Scott Tennant joining us. And, of course, we're going to head over to the UK and see what's been happening in the world of Brisca. Charlie Sorter's going to join us. But what else has been happening, Books?
Yeah,
what else
mate,
been going on?
I mean, talking about, I suppose I'd like to thank GARAGE16 who have jumped on board again, stick with us for another season of Speedway. So they'll be the trackside with Kokpit will be brought to you by GARAGE16 for another season. They've jumped on board. So thanks again to Aaron and the team at GARAGE16. I see he's building a looks like a studio or something there, mate. I think old GARAGE16 and Aaron doing quite a bit of work down there in Wellington, and it's exciting as well. I can't wait to see the results of that and what they do this year, because GARAGE16, they were a bit of a juggernaut there for a few years, weren't they? Bringing a lot of money and focus into Speedway, especially the modified class. So we'll see what they do this year, which I'm looking forward to seeing, actually. I mean, we've got, speaking modifieds, I'm looking forward to the final year for Foxy. They've asked us to be a part of that as well, so that's exciting too, isn't it, mate, to be part of that?
Oh, definitely. You know, and I didn't realize actually that Aaron had a twin brother. There's a photo of him on Facebook at the moment talking about the GARAGE16, him and his brother. I never realized that. I was like, shit, Aaron's got a twin brother.
His twin brother, one in the suit, one not.
Yeah, they're identical, mate. Shit, bloody identical.
Yeah.
Mike Harvey, hey boys. Thomas Scott, how are you going, mate? What do you got? Wayne Otten saying Muddy, Rob maybe's jumped on. Big changes in the saloon titles. Yeah, looks like that, Wayne, eh? Plenty going on. The awards are coming up. Matt Pickard, Sean Cooper, Amron's watching, Ems. What else we got here? And just as I click there, little drops and changes. Rob, maybe. Hey, Rob. And good to catch up with Mr. Goodman earlier today. Called in to catch up with me. Had a bit of a coffee. One of those flashings you call latte. This Mary boy don't know what a latte is, man. I just said Milo. Anyway, but yeah, it was all good.
Oh, why has it done that?
What's it done, mate? What you done?
Oh, darn it. It's back to normal. It's saying some silly things to me in here, whether or not we lost connection or not, but Facebook's playing up, I think, so. Not showing any red marks, so we'll keep going. It's saying it's good, so we'll keep going while we can. I didn't lose anybody, and everyone hasn't lost me, so that's good. But, hey, we just let everyone too. We're going to do another round of, we'll talk to all the promoters again from the bottom of the south to the top of the north, like we did last year before the season, so everyone can hear what tracks have been up to in the off season. Because I see a lot of work going on around places too. Seen some posts from Gisborne Speedway; they've done a lot of work on their track and getting stuff ready. They got the big North Island Superstock Championship there this year. And Wanganui, man, they're going hard out again in the off season. That's 2 off seasons in a row. They're just really that track is really coming alive, isn't it, mate?
Oh, definitely, and there's also the small track just down the road from me, Waharo Speedway. I see they're doing a bit of work at their track as well, and making it more room so I don't go and crash the adult mini stock next time I'm there. So it's all good. No, I haven't crashed, but yeah, you're right, Books. It's just acknowledgement to those who put all the hard work in, and we were going to catch up and have a chat with young Sam Ashton, who was going to talk about what's been going up, obviously at the Rotorua track. A lot behind the scenes. You've seen all the footage covered all over social media as well.
Yeah, but unfortunately he's fallen ill today, so he had to pull out from tonight's interview. So I'm sure we'll redo that and catch up with Sam in the near future and get an update on Rotorua and see what happens there. Or maybe we can talk to Sonia or someone. They might give us an update on, because, man, that new building is going to be spectacular, isn't it, there?
Oh, I can't wait, and I was watching one of Jason's shows last night, and the sound and the roar of Superstocks at their place, 240s as an example. When you're at the club rooms on their start-finish line, and you are lucky because Bruce gave you the chance to do a flag and all this stuff. But when we heard the roar of the cars, I think we're at the triples by memory, just loud, the noise,
Mate, I was lucky enough to stand there on the the starters pole line when they took off, and mate, that is next level. All those super stocks leaving that start-finish line from go to woe to that first corner is incredibly sick and incredibly cool. Very privileged and very grateful to be able to have had that opportunity to do that. Actually, it was very cool.
You know how we speak about people who travel to countryside here in New Zealand to support Speedway, whether it's Blake or someone else that's travelled around, Wayne Otten's another.
Yeah.
He's put a comment in there, Wayne. I know you emotionally count down to heel off. 3 months, 2 days till opening night at Wanganui, eh?
That's the same thing for Miani, because Miani's the same opening night, so.
So you got 3 months and 2 days, mate.
Yeah. Oh, man, I'm chomping at the bit for Speedway. Although I looked at our trackside with Kokpit's calendar for the season, and yeah, she's a big year for us this year. It's going to be epic and enjoyable. Like that's what we do. We love doing it, don't we, kids? We don't charge. We do it off our own backs, and just really enjoy what we do. And we appreciate all the drivers and all the tracks and all the sponsors that give us the time to talk to us. Because it's all just for the sport at the end of the day, we want our sport to succeed, just like these nominees on Jason's show these last 2 weeks. They just want to make the sport go forward, and if we can all do that together, then we're going to have one hell of a sport,
Oh, hard out, mate. Hey, Pete Rose, how are you? Nana Gal watching as well. The only thing I say around that is I only do it for a box of scorched diamonds. No,
scorched diamonds. And I do it for a Turkish delight. Oh, they brought Charlie. I didn't even know. Oh,
hey, Charlie!
Surprise!
So, how you been, Charlie, since we last caught up, mate? How you been?
Yeah, not too bad, to be fair. Lost my son down from New Zealand, which I'm a bit gutted about. Yeah, other than that, not a lot's really happened. Just been working and racing, really.
Yeah, what's been happening in the race world with you back over in the UK, mate? What's been going on there?
Yeah, just a steady year for us this year. Probably done a little bit more than we did last year. And yeah, just complete opposite of last season, really. Had a bit of good luck go our way. Been probably one of the fastest cars at most meetings we've gone to. So, yeah, it's been nice for a change.
I gotta love the comments, mate. Marty Goodley's got the wild child with all the flags there, the UK flags, and there. Look at them, mate. The fans are hanging out for you.
Yeah. Obviously, love it when the fans get on board.
Yeah. So, mate, obviously, work commitment's been pretty full on as well. So, been traveling around, I would guess, doing what you normally do, and it's a family business.
Yeah. Been here, there, and everywhere, really. Just trying to earn the money to pay for racing, and yeah, it's going well at the minute.
What are you gonna say, Box?
Oh, I was just going to say, so we got, yeah, I mean, we had a couple of the boys on last week that are heading over your way to run in the Brisca F1. Does that always, do you look forward to that, seeing some of the Kiwi boys come over for that each year, mate?
Oh yeah, it definitely makes it more of an occasion for us racing back home because it makes it more of like an actual world final sort of thing because you've got all the top boys sort of coming from your area and yeah, I mean I can't remember who it is. Is it Tyler Walker?
Yeah.
Is it Tyler
Tyler
Walker?
Walker.
Isn't
Tyler
it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Walker,
Tyler walker and
Trent James.
Trent James were coming. Yeah, and obviously I thought, especially Trent last year at 240s, he showed that he's not one to be messed with really, and he's a top driver over there. So yeah, it'll be cool to see what he does on the tarmac, and yeah, it'll be a good occasion for him.
I'm looking forward to seeing him on that actually because that kid is full on with the throttle, and I think with your, tell me if I'm wrong, but it's my understanding that your cars have a lot more power, so you got to be a bit more throttle friendly with it than you do over here, where you can just put your foot up it, give it the hoot nanny, and hold on. Where over there, do you have to sort of feather it a bit more, or how's the difference there, Charlie?
Yeah, so on shale you could probably get away with it a bit more, but obviously skeg being tarmac, you definitely got to be a lot smoother and more calculated with your driving because if you're just heavy on it off the corners, you'll just cook your tyres and last 10 laps of the race will just be hell and you'll just be sitting on the right rear the whole time and yeah, you have to think about all that sort of stuff really. As if you don't, you'll just be at the back.
Mm. It's just about managing tire wear of the race, and I'm guessing one of your good friends that's watching, mate, Harley Rob. Harley Rob says, "Hi, Charlie, long time fan. Do you enjoy your Snapchats?"
I'm not even going to tell you what the Snapchats are. You'd be, oh, I'm not even going to go into it.
Okay. Mate, you really entertained the crowd earlier this year at Palmy Teams. You would have thought your team had won it. You know, Thomas Scott says it climbed the fence at Palmy Teams on Teens Night. It's one of the best, one of the best excitements. You know, actually, to be honest with you, and Scotty would verify this too because he's on TikTok. Some of the videos of you on the infield doing your whole thing, jumping around, celebrating, it still carries on today back here in New Zealand.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the first thing I think of doing. Like, I just enjoy celebrating after we do well, and obviously the first sort of time was this year was when the boys I sat out that race, but when the boys beat the Warriors, and it was just a roller coaster of emotions, and obviously Neil's got out, and we had a bit of a dance, and the crowd loved it, and then I thought if we do manage to beat Stratford in this last one, then we've got to do. We can't disappoint everyone, so we probably went a bit above and beyond just for third, but entertained the crowd. Everyone seemed like they enjoyed it, so yeah, it'll be even bigger when we do eventually win it.
Oh, mate, I know it would be. And I can't wait when we do another team's build up to this and to talk about the energy, not only from yourself, but everyone that makes up the Team GB. Just that celebration, you know, that's going to be one of the highlights when we come to February next year. People will relive that and what you did. You know, people are over the moon to have GB back. The Lions come back. The Wanderers came back that same year. It was just celebrated with Mulu bells and celebrated with the Coronation Street music theme and everything like that. It was just great to have it back, you know? It was bloody cool, mate. And you guys are showmen. We've seen that at you at 240s, for an example. Everywhere you guys race, you're entertainers and you just put it on with what you have. And that's credit to all of you. The work that goes into the cars. Because I'll be honest here, you're not really getting top line cars, but you use what you have as machinery and you put it to its best. You give them 110% every time and you leave nothing out there. That's what people who pay a lot of money to come to watch you guys race. Everyone race at Palmy Teams. You really put it out there, mate. So I'm just saying credit where it's worth and well done to you.
Yeah, no, we all appreciate it. Obviously, it's a long way for us to come, and we do really enjoy it. But we don't come. The first year was a bit of like me, Niels, and Yelly. We didn't really know what to expect. Obviously, never doing teams or anything like that. And then this year we got fourth with three new people doing it. So this year just gone, we sort of had to put it out on the line and do what we needed to do. And I think the team we have, I think we gel so well as a team, not only on the track but off as well. Like I can call all the team members like good friends of mine. So I think when you're close as a group and you just automatically have each other's backs. Yeah, so obviously it's nice to hear, but we just want to win it. We just really want to win it.
So
So
when it comes to like the hype and the excitement of teams, and then you have your world final over there, what's the difference like for hype wise? Is it just as exciting and as much build up and stuff over there as we get here? Like the crowd go nuts over here, don't they? Do you get that same excitement and build up over there, or is it I mean, for you, what hypes you up more, that world final or that teams?
I'll probably say teams hypes me up more because you have the whole day of it, and then the crowd are just like so like at you. It's very hard to compare because it's a different sort of buzz. So world final for me is that's all I want to win. That's what I wanted to win as a little boy. So like teams, because I haven't been the same as JJ. I haven't like grown up with it and been every single year. So like world final, I probably big it up more myself because that I'm just like 100% for that. Whereas teams is a lot more like the fans and everyone is just like making it more of an occasion for you. If you, if
Yeah,
you sort
I
of
know
get
what you
what I
mean.
mean.
Yeah.
So
So,
so yeah, I mean,
so
me and little Ted, we have the conversation all the time. We go, what would you rather win? Would you rather win the British and the European or teams? And then we'll be like, let me think about it. And then we're like, nah, teams. And then we'll be like, what about world final? And then we'll be like, oh, that's a hard one, We don't know what we'd rather win. So
yeah. In comparison to the Brisca World thing, the big show that you've been on and you've been successful with it, is it in comparison to the World 240s and Rotorua where you've down lower, you can see all the fans around you? It's like a Coliseum as an example, the echo of the engine, the hype of that third heat. Is that similarities to the Brisca World final? Or again, is that a different level of, hype around that?
a little bit. I'd say our world finals probably for me would be a bit bigger.
Okay.
But that's purely because I've grew up with this sort of sport, whereas I think like your boys would be like R240s would be a bigger occasion. But yeah, I mean, and it's different as well because ours is one race for 25 laps. Yours is three races
Yeah,
over the day, so it's hard to compare. But listen, I love both, and 240s is it's hard to explain to people what it's like with like the atmosphere and like everyone looking down. It's a bit like Bradford. Um, but yeah, it's I think New Zealand in general to explain to any English person who hasn't been is quite difficult. Obviously, my mum and dad come out this year to watch, and they only got to watch teams. And I went home the first year and explained to them what it's like, and then they saw it for themselves, and they were like, "Oh my life, like this is like intense." My mum said after the first race, I think it was Mustangs and Busters, possibly. I can't remember who it was. And she was like, "Oh my god, all these people are like acting like hooligans next to us." And then she goes, when Team GB were out in their first race, she's like ended up turning into a hooligan herself, and she's like, "What Team does to you is like crazy." And I was like, "Yeah, it does get you like that."
Yeah.
So did they say that that's it? They're never going to miss another one as long as you're going over there, or what?
Yeah, I think they're planning on coming back. I think, yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, it seems to have that effect. Once you've had a taste of that event, it's like a bug. You catch the bug and you just can't help yourself. People might talk about it's got out of reach financially, but the reality is you've got a whole year to save money to get your tickets and sort that all out. And, do you really want to miss out these days? It's just one of those things. You can't but not be at the event. Murray Lonergan, good to have you on board. Marty Goodley's right. We just touched with this on Charlie Off-Air. Newport Auto Electrical and Air Conditioning are on board to help with part of the 2025 campaign, which is awesome to see. Jacob Smith, Megan Vickery's watching. Hi, son. Hi, son, she says.
Hi, Mum.
Also good to see the guys will have 6 cars now. Yeah, so that's something I'm guessing you're going to have to talk with Guy and whoever else is supporting you behind the scenes, and maybe look at introducing another driver or whatever you work. There's 6 cars as an example. Did you know Palmy Teams is going to have the 6-car thing?
Yeah, I spoke to Guy about it. Obviously, that it might be a bit different for our scenario with having to hire cars and that. It will make it a bit more expensive having a 6th car. So I'm not quite sure what the plan will be for us guys yet, but I'm sure Guy and the team around him will sort it, and yeah, we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah. Kyle Carpenter, yeah, we're all good, mate. Good to have you on the show. Ricky Rewity is watching as well. Caleb Island, Glenn Tamatia. Hey, Daniel, how you going, mate? And you're back at 240s, just asking for everyone else asks.
For me, yeah. I'll be,
Okay.
yeah, back at 240s, back at teams, and then whatever bit in the middle.
So when you've been over to New Zealand, you come over, you do the 240s, you do the teams and everything. After all that, when you get home, do you have to have a bit of a drying out period, mate?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it's I stayed with Jaden this year for a few days, and man, he is some character. He is just fucking nuts, basically. Obviously, excuse my language, but Jesus Christ, he's a nutter. Yeah.
Good fun.
Oh, mega fun! Yeah, we had a proper laugh. To be fair.
Yeah. That makes it so much better, doesn't it? When you come over and you have that atmosphere on and off the track, not just because like you say, you've told us before over there, nobody has a beer and that afterwards. It's all sort of individualized so much, and over here, even in the individual side of it, you're still having a beer with the guy next door afterwards. It must make it so much more inviting for you, does it, to just enjoy it that much more?
Yeah, it's nice, but it's weird as well at the same time because I'm so used to, like, if someone smashes me up, then wanting to kill them, basically. So like when someone comes over and shakes your hand, you just gotta just embrace it really and just be like, oh yeah, that was pretty cool. But then just remember it.
Yeah, that's right. It stays on the track. So next time you see him on the track, you give him the hoot nanny back, and yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah.
You and Jaden had fun at 240s a few seasons ago.
In Asher,
in Asher, you had your own fun out there with the big wings, and hey, and that's it. You go and have a beer afterwards. You mate at the end of it all, and like you said, you'll always catch up and be friends. Craig Elmers, how you going there, Elmo? You're right, Wayne Norton. If GB wins the teams, the Arena Manawatu 2 will erupt. We all know that because how much New Zealand loves Team GB.
That'll go off like you wouldn't believe. I think it's interesting in today's times, like you go back 10 years or 15 years, if GB had won it then, people would not have been at all happy. Hey, like seriously, like let's think back, Kins, people, I mean, back then you had different teams in the crowd having punch-ups of each other over the team. That's how intense it got there, And,
wow.
Back in the day, it was poor. And now they fuel it with alcohol and there's less trouble.
Was that Charlie?
They do a football and separate the fans and have security.
Yeah, like your soccer games, mate. Yeah. It's but in today's world and how everybody's embraced the teams champs so much now, and when we lost GB for those years because of COVID, I think people just sort of thought it's not the same, and then when you guys came back, it's just been embraced with such hype that that comment's so true. But if Great Britain win teams champs, it'll be huge roar. Kins will go out and binge watch Coro Street for a week.
I've given up on Emmerdale, so I'll switch the channel to Coro Street. I've had enough of bloody Emmerdale. I'm over it. What do we got here? Jacob Smith, Grendon Beasley. Hey, Grendon. Definitely special capturing the in-car for you lads. Passion and emotion was amazing to watch. Can't wait to see you lads back. That's Jacob. In-car footage that is Bring Becca for the ladies' crown. Karina Annan's watching.
That's Rebecca Smith who covered me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure if she's on about coming next year or not. To be fair, I haven't had that conversation yet.
Yeah. Elmo, well, he's right here. Box Elmo used to be in those dust up in the
There used to be
grandstands
dust
back
ups
in
there.
the
Yeah,
day.
it used to. Seriously, it
I
used to be.
I remember that.
It used to be quite bad, you know, and it was bugger all out. Mind you, I mean, back in the day, Charlie, you couldn't buy your tickets online. So part of going to Teams Champs was getting to the gates at 10 o'clock in the morning with your chili bin full and standing there till 3, 4 in the afternoon, drinking piss, having fun with everybody in the queue, and then you go in. You see?
Yeah.
It was, you couldn't buy tickets. So that was part of the hyper teams, was getting there early, and then in a queue, you might be 300-400 deep of people at the back of the queue, and you're still drinking and laughing and carrying on, and it just, that was part of the hype. I think with the buying tickets online now, you've lost a little bit of that, but once it kicks in the Grand Parade, you get that hype back again. But in the old days, the hype was 10 o'clock in the morning right through. It was, it was full on.
Yeah, I can imagine that was very, very intense.
Oh, mate,
Yeah.
it was, and some of the old car, the hits, and like Eddie Hawkins, you know, back in the day, a Wellington car, no trouble at all, car going full noise and just pull out in front of it. No fear, just. He might be sitting against the fence like that, and your car be coming flat out, and you just bang, just to stop him.
Yeah, I value my ribs.
Yeah.
And the cars, they weren't built like they are today, mate. But yeah, shit, it was good. It was good, but the hype's still there though, which is awesome, and it's good that you get to experience it as well, mate. To be fair.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think it is, like, obviously I watch a lot of videos from back in the day, and it does look a lot different now. I think the pace of the races have picked up, and there's less big hits from what I can see just by watching some videos. But yeah, I mean it's very tactical, and like it's more tactical than anyone even could imagine. Like people just think back home that it's just banger racing with big expensive stock cars, and I can tell anyone for a fact it really isn't.
Yeah, well, I think those banger races are nuts, to be fair.
And you're right, it is more tactical. And getting your machine home and over the line, you know, compared to when Booker was talking Hawkins, Eddie Hawkins, Pat Westbury. I don't need to say any more from there. If you watched all the videos, those two used to have roly-polies in the corner. And yeah, it's just one of those things. Mighty Goodley, better than lighting up at 2 a.m. for tickets. Some people they were that committed, like Madu is an example.
At the moment,
they would line up. Yeah, they would line up early hours of the morning to get to this event. That's how big it was back in the day. And
well, that's this year, mate. Murray lined up at 2 o'clock in the morning this year outside Ticket Tech to get his tickets when they came out a couple of weeks ago. So the hype's still there. People still do it. It's and he wasn't the only one lined up over there in Hawke's Bay. Some people there camping all night in their cars outside to get their tickets for teams.
Crazy.
Hey, so
they didn't even do that for a bloody All Blacks game, mate. No. You know, so bloody army teams though. They're all hours. The crack of dawn. Yeah, it's good fun, good times, mate. So racing's not been happening much over there. It's been pretty quiet on the scene. So what else you been up to, Charlie? You been out doing anything else aside from busy life with the working, with the family and racing? Have you done anything else? Got out and done anything else?
Started playing golf. I mean, that definitely mellows you out a little bit. Not an awful lot, to be honest. Just it's just been pretty busy with racing and bits and bobs. I had last weekend off, but before that, we was racing like 4 or 5 weekends in a row, and we just needed a bit of a catch up and re-nerf all the cars and make them look pretty again. And just had a recoup and got everything going again, really. So just bits and bobs, you know, here and there. Obviously, seen a few friends and that, but other than that, just racing.
Yeah. Okay. So 240s, you're definitely coming over. I'm guessing maybe the others that will be with you will be heading over. Do you start planning for that, or did that start pretty up when you left New Zealand? Have you got that in process at the stage for planning for 240s, and then obviously you'll have your teams hit out you have normally in Auckland or at Miami, and then the big one in February. Have you planned all that stuff yet?
Nah, nothing yet. Nothing that I've heard of. yeah, I'm not too sure what the plan is with that yet. I've got my own plan myself. Not going to say too much about it, but I was going to come a little bit earlier. So yeah, I'm not going to go into too much detail about it, but
Okay. Right.
that's the sort of gist. Yeah.
Okay, mate. No, that's cool. No, I just wondered when do you fellas start preparing for that, because the season's only, what, 3 months and 2 days before
Yeah. So
Wanganui starts, yeah.
I think normally we start roughly planning after our world final, because if
Right.
there's like a world champion who wants to, because they get invited for 240s, if they want to go and do 240 sort of thing, then they have to be involved in it, sort of thing. So yeah, it'll all depend. It all depends on that. I think. Hopefully, spice it up a little bit, and we knock Tom off the top step, and yeah, that'd be nice.
I love it, mate. I love how you come back with that as well. And I'm guessing you're coming over earlier to spend some time with Jaden Wharton. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
Have to bring another liver.
Oh, yeah, literally.
Dad, is he back walking the dogs?
No, it's my mum. She's watching it on her phone.
Oh, she. Hey there, Mum.
I've had a thumb up, so it can't be that bad.
Yeah, I'll get on you, mate. The more overseas drivers, the better. Yeah, why not? Hey, Brad, right? Hey, Cody, Mac. Right, Charlie, I know it's just clicked 8 o'clock here on a Wednesday evening and 9 o'clock over there, your morning time. I suppose you got work to get into. We do appreciate you taking our time this morning and your time to join us. And we look forward to seeing you back over here in New Zealand come racing season, mate. And yeah, bring on the fun, bring on the excitement, and we'll see you soon, mate.
Yep, spot on. Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it, and yeah, I'll see you boys soon.
Thanks, Charlie.
Right, mate.
Cheers.
Take care. Eh?
See you later. Cheers.
See you, mate. Thank you.
Awesome. Bit of fun, eh?
That was good, eh? It's some interesting stuff there, actually. The difference, like how he said, he couldn't decide which he'd rather have, the world final win or teams champs, which that was very interesting to me, Kins. You know, it just shows you how much it means to those English guys as well that come over here and race teams and race our 240s, that they class it that highly. You know, it's pretty cool and exciting. And yeah, I suppose you see that in the passion when they get out on the track, don't you? And the way they drive. I mean, you look at the way Frankie Wayman drives. I mean, that man's just an absolute legend. And it just, yeah, incredible.
Yeah, they're the attitudes that they don't give up. You know, they fly big distances. It's not cheap to come over to New Zealand. Sometimes they come over a bit earlier, like the 2 Dutch boys. They traveled the South Island, loved everything down there, then got onto the racing side of it. But yeah, they put a lot of work into it. It just doesn't come and happen overnight. You know, you can't get over here from the UK selling sausage sizzles. It just doesn't work. So yeah, they do their little bit to get over here, and we look forward to seeing them. Frankie could drive a wheelbarrow and win. You're right, Madu. Hey, Ashley, good to have you on the show. We better bring in someone who knows all about winning when it comes to teams champs, and he's moving on from stocky into Superstock. Scott Tennant. Scotty,
G'day.
how are you, mate?
Hey, mate.
How's it going,
Good.
boys?
Yeah, good. You would have heard Charlie talking it up and looking forward to it. And like Booker said beforehand, you know, they put that Palmy Teens events right up there and they want to win it one day. And you've been there, done there, mate. Really, it's just right up there on the top of most drivers' lists to maybe win one day.
Oh yeah, of course. You know, it's a dream to win one of them, let alone 2. And yeah, I've been fortunate enough to be part of the team that's on the top step at the moment. So yeah, we'll be looking forward to getting back stuck in and earning our spot back there when it comes time for team champs next season or this coming season.
Mm-hmm. Well, we better get it out there because obviously the merchandise just goes off. Your merch sells online before you even get to the track. Then you have what's left over at the track. I'm guessing you're going to have some back-to-back new merch. So no doubt they'll be talking about that and rolling that all out in the new season.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm about to bring out a storefront to pairing up with one of my partners in the it's coming along. So a couple of weeks time, hopefully we have something a little bit to announce. So there'll be a few shirts. You get all my stuff on there. So watch the space for that. But yeah, absolutely, we've got some new merch coming out for the season, and obviously ripping the new cars. You can see behind me. Yeah, it's going to be cool. It's a dream setup for me. So I'm real happy.
Yeah, awesome.
The stock car. We know you got the 2NZ and everything like that, and the big change to the Superstock, mate. How did that all come about, eh?
I mean, Yeah, once you start driving them, you sort of want to drive them more and more. And obviously, I was lucky enough to be part of Malcolm's team last year and run his car for a few more meetings as well as teams. And I guess it was just progression. It was time to get a new challenge. Not saying that stock cars wasn't challenging, but I've always wanted to get my hands on a Superstock again. And Tom Hughes from Hughes Race Sport has been pushing, like, why don't we do a Superstock motor like every season? So the time was right, and I'm fortunate enough to be paired up with Glenn and the Leach family at Leach Motorsport. They made me an offer I couldn't refuse, really. So it's going to be cool ripping their car again next season.
All right, their car again. What's the details? So those who I know you've done updates and other shows. So what's the details on the car, mate?
Yeah, so we're running obviously the Hughes Race Sport Toyota V8. So that's going to be powering us, and it's going to be the QTR4, which is sat idle for last year. So had a bit of a holiday, had a season off. So she's going to be ready to go come summertime. And we'll be hitting the track in that car. So it is the car that Jimmy Hamilton campaigned, not the season just gone, the season before. So it's got good pedigree. I think it won North Island champs. And it's obviously no stranger to teams racing either. So I'm keen to get stuck in.
Jamie Hamilton, that reminds me, is it going to be 808G? Is that little line going to disappear in BSC?
He's steering it up, Scotty, already.
Yeah, he's steering it up. No, it's going to be 808C. So I'll be registering to Christchurch, and I wouldn't be in any other place, to be honest. It's my favourite track, and it's a great club to be part of, and just so happy to repay the faith. With those couple teams wins, so it's been cool to rep the club, and I'm looking forward to repping it all around the country. We'll be based obviously at Leach HQ for some of the season with the meetings down there, and then we'll be all around the place in North Island. I want to get to some of the tracks I haven't been to in a while, so it's I'm aiming for I've got a calendar in my mind, and it's covering a lot of tracks, so we're going to do some miles this season, so it's going to be cool.
So
let's go back to your stock car, mate. Let's just quickly bounce back to the stock car, because obviously you achieved so much in your stock car. You did some team stuff there as well. You've been on the podium in your stock car, and this ain't take nothing away from the class, because you've been pretty well at the top end of the stock car racing over the last few years. Yeah,
it's been cool. It's obviously first started out on the stock cars for a few years back, and I've always wanted to just go and have a run at the front, and I was just probably a little step behind people before. Obviously, my first stint in the class, so it was cool to have a real solid piece of machinery underneath me and get some results and do some racing up and down the place. And obviously, stock car teams representing your club and winning that is a dream, and getting on the podium. And we've got the GP title at Kiki, and all the stuff that we did. It was real cool, and it's time for a new challenge.
Fair enough. Are you going to say a book? Sorry.
What was I going to say? I was going to. All right, so you planning to do like all your major titles? So you can do the New Zealand's GP, North Island, because isn't they doing the GP at Christchurch first, aren't they, before the New Zealand's? Am I right in saying that?
Yeah. So the GP is I think it's the week before NZ in Christchurch, so it's the week closest to New Year's, I think, just after it, and then Nelson is the week after. So there'll be potentially a lot of cars going to that. I'd say a lot of people are going to do the big speedway holiday trip. And then I had to look at the North Islands, and it's a little bit of a weird time, I think, but we're going to try and get work out the calendar. There's obviously a few yet to be dropped, Auckland and Palmerston North, and a few others that are still finalizing their stuff. So we're going to try fit in as many meetings as we can. Obviously the big ones, teams, 240s as well we want to do. So we'll be all around the place.
Yeah, I think the North Island isn't actually clashing with anything to do with like supers. I'm sort of in the background privy to a lot of calendars, so I sort of can see what clashes and what doesn't. So I think you might be right for not clashing with other stuff. But
it might have been South Islands actually with I think there might be the same date as
the
stock car teams. Yeah. So I'm going to try and release a calendar so at least people know where we're racing a little bit in advance. So even if it's a month by month, so be on top of it this season. So we're a bit more planned out. Obviously with most of it on the road. It's going to be cool. Obviously, a few trips to the South Island for a couple of meetings in Christchurch. I want to earn my spot back in the battle of stocks and do that again, and support some of their meetings as well. So a lot of miles on the road, but we're ready for it this season.
Mm-hmm. The transition from out of the stock car right into your Superstock is a massive difference. I would guess obviously power's the most obvious in the way they've set up and the way they race on the track. I suppose you've adapted to because, like you said at the start, you're running your stock car. You were lucky to run Malcolm's car and you did all right in that. You bloody did good at Palmy teams. Obviously, yourself, Jaden, and the others out there, Sauce and the rest of the teammate, Harley and everyone. And actually, while I mentioned Harley, does Harley send you Snapchats? No.
I've sworn to secrecy, so yeah, officially no. No, I don't get anything from Harley. I just, I give him the old phone call every now and again. But no, there's no communication. I don't even have the Snapchat downloaded, so it's definitely not me.
Just stick to your TikTok, mate. I love all the stuff you put on TikTok.
It's been cool. It's almost a completely different fan base over there. I didn't realize how big it was. So it's been cool to interact with some of the fans and stuff over there. And obviously there's a whole bunch of people over there, and I try and bring a bit of lighthearted stuff into it, and it's cool. It's been cool to chat to those guys, and there's a lot of cool guys creating content and sharing a lot of stuff from other platforms. So it's cool.
Yeah, it is cool. Wicked. So you're all set. There's a new car behind you, mate. And when do you reckon you're going to be getting in the new car and getting out? I'm guessing what you're looking at October. Is everything on schedule or a bit later?
Hopefully, yeah. Like obviously we've got a bit to do. But yeah, the aim will be to make opening night at Woodford Glen. That's what we're going to be doing, and then I think there's another meeting the week after that. So opening night at Woodford Glen, we want to be there. So that's our goal. Obviously, the next few months, I've got a lot going on behind the scenes as well, as some people may know. But there's a few changes as well. So it's all cool, and it's gonna be a bit of work, but I'm pretty confident we can make it.
Are you the first half of the season? Will you leave the car sort of down the South Island as your basing, trying to get most of that done down there, or will you travel backwards and forwards with the car?
So it'll be a bit of both. I've got sort of 3 trips there scheduled, so I might be go down there, do a meeting, come back up for some work and other bits and pieces, and then go back down there for the following week. So still just working it all out, but this stage, if we go down there, we'll be basing ourselves at the Leach HQ, and then vice versa if we're up here. So we'll be all around the place. But we've got a good lot of South Island meetings scheduled, so it'll be cool to get back to Nelson as well. I've raced there once in the stock car, so that's going to be cool for NZ. So looking forward to that one, and obviously all the other meetings around the place.
I just want to get from your point of view, Dad must be happy that you're out here racing. Obviously, that idea would have been ideal to have you race at the home track where he raced all his life, but things have changed obviously in that regards. But I'm guessing the family must be just happy for you and what you're doing out there racing at the pointy end all the time, eh? So family must be very proud of you.
Yeah. Well, they're still a big part of my racing. I wouldn't be able to do it without them. So their efforts is just part of it. If they didn't put the effort in, I couldn't do what I could do on the track. So it's an honor to go out there and represent them, and glad I got some results to repay their faith and their efforts into my racing. So I'm lucky enough to have a lot of support, not only from them but from a lot of people behind the scenes. So to go out there and do what I do, and obviously he was stoked for. He's probably the most stoked I've ever seen him was when we won Palmy teams, because obviously he's tried a lot of years, and he was over the moon, and then we went back to back. He's getting emotional. So no, it was cool. It's cool to repay some of his efforts with some results on track.
How does that, when you see Dad get emotional like that, how does that feel for you, Scott? I mean, you must get a bit of a lump in the throat when you see your dad so proud and so emotional over something like that, eh?
Oh, like they've done all the hard yards to get me there, and stuff like that. So it was a special feeling and a special occasion, and to do it alongside some of your best mates as well. The Glen Eagles crew is such a tight knit family of people, and it was cool to be a part of them the last couple of years, and I'm really pushing to earn my spot back for this upcoming team champs.
Awesome, man.
New Zealand super artists. Hey mate, how are you? Connor Auckram, Scott Honeybone. I think you had your birthday just recently. Happy birthday. We are super proud. Yeah, the family's watching, mate. They are super proud of you.
Yeah.
Or maybe Cody. How are you, Cody, mate? Yeah, everyone's proud of you, mate. And I always knew when I first saw you out there all those years gone by in the car you had and you used for Auckland All Stars and what you did must have been all those years gone by. And I remember walking up to this guy, he says, mate, one day you're going to win this thing. It's just a matter of time. And I knew it when it happened with the Glen Eagles. I sat there and I remember who was it? Was it Caddy or someone said to me, remember that day you said to Scott and so you're going to win it? I said, I knew it, right? The guy just said talent. Especially helping out the Auckland team, he just put that there, smoke fluttering out the arse end of it. He just
drive to a stop. Say it's the only way to do it in teams. Nah, I appreciate your kind words. That's awesome.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, I knew you were going to have big bloody plans there. Good on you. What do we got here? Will the famous 75 make it on the car at some stage? Maybe one day, mate. Why not?
Well, I've got there's a post I've actually got scheduled on my page coming up, but we'll give it a bit of a sneak peek. I don't know if you guys are aware. So Steve Lennon, promoter of Woodford Glen, challenged all the drivers at the Battle of Stocks last year because of how cool Blair's car looked in the retro livery. And obviously
I couldn't stop talking about that.
It looks sick. The only thing is he needed to go white wheels in the rear. I was giving shit about it all weekend. And, excuse my language, but I was like, yo, get the 5-spoke steel wheels out there, man. But no, it looked sick. And even racing it, it was just like it was cool on the track. So he challenged all the drivers. Obviously, Woodford Glen's got a big celebration. I think is it 50 years? Kiki's 75, 50 years. Yeah. So challenge everyone to bring a retro livery to the Battle of Stocks this year. So I'll be doing it. So watch the space for that. So I'm going to put up a post and see what guys reckon we should be running. So I don't know what livery we're going to be doing, but I know a lot of the guys are keen behind the scenes to do it once again. So there'll be a full field, hopefully, of retro liveries for that meeting coming up at the end of the season. So that'll be awesome. And
you know what? He's just down now, Aikens. I'm going to add that meeting to the freaking calendar for us to go to now. Now he said retro liveries. That's.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So big challenge. That obviously anyone that is going, that I'll be definitely pushing for all the Christchurch guys to be running one. So if you're going to it, make sure you get some retro livery. I want to see all the classic stuff on there. It'll be sick.
How cool would that be to have a round? It's like the V8 supercars do a retro round, to have a speedway round and be the Battle of the Stocks as well, which is a great freaking meeting. That'd be I'd go just for those retro liveries. Bugger the racing. Just want to see all those retro. That'd just that'd be so cool.
It's going to be cool, and it's always a real cool. It's one meeting I've always been like, it'd be such cool to get into. And now, obviously, I'm part of the club, so it's a cool. Wouldn't rather be anywhere else at that time of year. It's a cool, and it's my birthday weekend as well, so it's always cool to go there and have a few drinks with the boys afterwards.
Couple of quieties.
Couple quiet ones, and it's cool. I remember the first time we went, Dad was like, "Are you sure? We're taking a car that was unproven at stage. It was the first big trip we did with our stock car, the QTR, and I was like, no, we got to go, because it'll be sick." And then the first thing he said when we were driving away, he's like, "Yeah, we're definitely going again next year." He was more keen than me, to get back. So, it was cool. It's definitely one not to miss the season.
Oh, that retro thing. The retro thing seems to just bring it in all sorts of stuff. The NRL does a retro round. The Super Rugby's introduced a retro jersey. And like Booker said, the retro stuff with the V8 supercars. You can't beat the retro, whether it's the blue 75 or it's the green butcher car body one back in the day.
It's funny, mate. We were talking about that last year, though, kids. Remember when we saw Blair's come out? We actually I think it was when we talked to Blair, to be fair. We talked about how that would be a cool idea, back then. So, that excites me, actually. Got me quite pumped up, to be fair. I got all these old liveries cards through my head, eh?
For sure. I'll definitely be having another kit for that meeting. I don't know what it is going to be yet. I've got a few ideas, but I'll watch the post. There's going to be a post.
So that'll be on your 808C page, eh?
Yep. I think it's a retro photo of Dad Whip that I seen posted up the other day. So there's a bit of discussion around there. So see what ideas people have of what we should run, and I'm sure everyone be planning out their stuff. So it's going to be
So just talking this livery stuff and that, we're talking off here about a young Tyson Goodley, and doing his roadblocks and that. I understand he did up your truck and everything for you, and your mate. How good is this young? I mean, this young kid is. I've seen his work too, and How is it impressive is it to have a kid of that age doing what he's doing? And like you said off here, imagine if we had that when we were kids, that sort of stuff, you know?
Yeah, he's so talented, and there's a lot that goes in it, and yeah, recreated all the the suck it up truck, even had the ramps going, and all the Gleneagles cars. If you haven't seen, jump on my TikTok. There's some stuff on there, and I share it every now and again, and it's so cool, and just to see the support, and there's a lot of guys out there that are doing that sort of thing. NZ Super Artist is another one you might have seen.
Yeah.
A few of his some artwork on TikTok and stuff. So he did a real sick drawing of illustration of my car, and a lot of others as well. So yeah, obviously there are a bunch of people out there doing a lot of cool things. So it's just cool to be a part of it and share their work. And yeah, happy that what we do on track is bring them so much joy and so much inspiration to do some cool stuff away from Speedway. So it's cool.
Yeah, I like the fact that these guys too that are doing it, these young kids and young fellas are doing it and getting in this stuff and not out there roaming around the streets and being idiots. They're doing something that's, you know what I mean? Like it takes over another level. Like you said, that New Zealand Super Artist, he popped on the scene. I saw his stuff come up, what he draws. It's awesome. And like Tyson's dad, Maru, Legaspeed Media, you look at the drawings he's been doing for years. I mean, it's just the involvement from the fans outside of the Speedway towards you guys and doing pictures and stuff like that. It must make you guys feel real bloody awesome when you see that stuff come up, mate.
Yeah, it's special. It's special feeling to be just a part of it, and I'm honoured to be have these guys do this sort of stuff. It's a surreal feeling, and it's cool to be just a part of it. What we do on track and to inspire so much cool stuff off of it. It's
well, didn't you
really
yourself
cool.
do something similar to that, Scotty, back in the day? Bit of artwork and stuff like that.
I've been part of doing it on and off. I'm probably guilty of one thing is having too many hobbies and too many things on the side like that. So this season we'll be pushing all those to the side a little bit and focusing full time on Superstocks, obviously. And but yeah, no, it's cool, definitely cool.
Yeah, he used to design my stuff back in the old KSR days.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, we used to do tarmac stuff, and I won't say the sponsors. It was some rude thing on there, but yeah, Scotty.
It was all Kinser's idea, it wasn't mine.
Yeah, doesn't surprise me. He did a skin on one. I said, "Oh, no more rude stuff." What do you think? And I had never heard of freaking OnlyFans, and he stuck it on his car, and we put it out, and I didn't even know what it was.
I'm not. Doesn't surprise me at all.
I even had braces, and now my name online on my car's Kinser Hub. Anyway, that's another story. Right, the 808 number. Dave Thomas asked earlier, what's the meaning behind 808?
I've always wanted a triple digit. So obviously I ran 75 for my days in the mini stocks following after my father, and I ran 29, which was the number I picked. I always thought it looked cool on. I remember Portament's car, the red number, and I always thought that was real cool, and that was real sick. And obviously, there's a few other 29s that look, out there that look cool. But I've always wanted a triple digit number myself, and I just thought, having a 0 in there is, it's pretty unique, I guess. So yeah, it's just a bit of a unique number. It doesn't really mean much, but it was just something I sort of picked up and rolled with. And yeah, like I say, I always wanted a triple digit number. So that was the one I picked, and yeah, it's a bit out there, a bit different, a bit weird. So it's cool.
Mate, talking of cool, Amron, Ams is watching. He's got on his Sidewinder, the good old days Sidewinder.
Yep.
Yeah, OG stock car heat peddling, now crushing it on the track in real life. PS are the Gleneagles team after a digital media person hollowed him. Yeah, that's Ams.
He's in Christchurch now too.
Yeah, I know. He's down there now. We called up at one of the meetings, and so I was asking what he's doing so far from Waikato and stuff. No, obviously I knew he was moving down there and stuff. So yeah, no, he's what he's doing as well was another one. Like it's called, obviously all his media and the awards night you guys hosted. That was a cool initiative, and I was stoked to see my name up there. And I was like, man, I wish I did some more meetings in the stock car to bump me up. But no, it was cool to be just even. I was using it as just a tool that there's not much that comes from a whole season of racing at the end of it, apart from your season points and stuff. So it's cool to see where you stack up overall compared to everyone else, and you look back on a season and say, hey, I did pretty good around the country if I'm in this top 10 list. So it's a cool initiative, and I hope he does it again next season. That'd be cool.
I believe we're in talks with him to do something a bit bigger as a award celebration end of it, but the same sort of principle, because I think what he did was fantastic as well, and that's why myself and Kinser jumped at the chance when he said would he be able to do it with us, and we were privileged to help him with it, you know, and a lot of the drivers had said that they, like you, watched each week to see your progress and compare yourself, and yeah, so I think it's very cool. It's and all these themes that come out, all these different people do things like Ams, but Ams is very passionate and really makes and his graphical work's awesome. Akins like that he does. Yeah.
Oh, 100%, you know, 100%. He does so much into it. What do we got here? Who remembers the drawings on the back of the old NZD DTR magazines?
Oh,
man, I was in one of those magazines back in the day. I have to dig it up. I've got it somewhere. I've got a photocopy of it somewhere. I was actually looking for it the other, like I was going through a few things, and I was like, man, that'd be cool to post on you know, TikTok and show how rubbish I was back in the day, how much better these guys from this, you know, new era is, and sort of stuff, you know. It was I'll have to find it. If I do, I'll tag you guys in it. It was a young Scotty T. I don't know how old I was, but I was trying to draw Dad's car. And it was cool. That was cool. That you used to submit a drawing and they'd scan it and put it on the New Zealand Dirt Track magazine. And
it's funny, eh? Submit just scan it and send it.
Yeah.
Now it's just
a lot of people won't. Yeah. No phones or anything like that, man. I was so proud my drawing got in that magazine. And, you know, obviously would have been Linda Kuriger and them still and would be running the show. So no, it was a cool little thing that they did back then, and obviously it's going, you know, it's still going good now with obviously the guys that are running it at the moment. So no, it's cool. And even a feature article, so shout out to them for feature article this month on me on my new endeavors at the Superstock. So it was cool to chat with them again, and we'll catch up with them in no time.
That was their only way really of communicating what was going on Speedway through the old days with that paper magazine. You know, there was the only way we kept in touch. All the classified had all the cars. They were cheap as chips back there. There was one way to find out. That was our only way before all of this digital stuff come along, that we would keep in touch of what's been happening at tracks. Unless you drove there, you didn't have live streams. You didn't have any shows like we're doing now. It was all through that bloody paperback magazine back in the day. So, you know.
Yeah, it's different times now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's changed.
Yeah, although sometimes I think going back to some of the old stuff could be better, because I think sometimes social media just wrecks it as well. So you sort of have the good and the bad, don't you, really?
Yeah, for sure. I always look at the good side of things like that, and you know, like the stuff, what we just spoke about, you know, all the stuff, all the guys doing all that cool stuff, you know, we would have never seen it before. And you know, what you guys do obviously is a big part of social media, and a lot of other people around the country doing the similar sort of thing. You know, it's a cool tool nowadays, and it's different times now, and there's obviously some pros and cons for each thing, but that's what it is now. So that's the way it's going to go forward.
Well, if I look at my side, the magazines I read back in the day when I was younger, I just read all the forums, and I'll just leave it at that. But we'll just carry on.
He's out of control, eh, Scotty?
Yeah, he's bad. Not a lot of people know him how we know him, but you know,
and we keep forgetting he's a city councillor.
Yeah, the middle page, the forum things you open it.
Honestly, I'm not surprised. You know. Not surprised.
Right, we better get there and wrap it up. Your sponsors that make things happen.
Yeah, obviously we're in the middle of off season now, so there's obviously a few packages and stuff. So shout out to anyone who wants to be involved in our team, and come on board and get in touch with us. But obviously big thanks to the Leach family at Leach Motorsport. You know, they obviously be big part of my racing over the years, and it's going to be cool to represent them and run their car this season. Shout out to Tom at Hughes Racesport. Hopefully I'm not giving him too many late nights, because he's burning the midnight oil getting my motor ready. So I can't wait to unleash that on the track this season. And big shout out to my sponsors from last year as well. So I'll run through them quickly. Discount Tractor Parts, Measure Up Construction, Hog Haulage, Total Sheet Metals, Revolution Engine Services, Pete Johnson Murray, Lucas Oil, DMD Contracting, Milk Built, Auto Trades East Tamaki, Pickworth Contracting, Shans of Sparky, Leach Motorsport. I've covered Leach, obviously. Hughes Race Ball, Sound Autos, Wayne Drought Photography, and shout out to Malcolm at Suck It Up. Big thanks for all his efforts, and proud to say he's back on board for this season. So it's going to be cool repping his brand around the place.
Okay, bro. Superstock 808C Scott Tennant is one way to keep in touch as well on his Facebook page. As he keeps things up to date on how things will develop with his speedway season and the Superstock. Yeah, you're right, Elmo. Me and you had the same books, mate. I had them under the bed at night. Anyway, we carry on. Let's talk about a couple of hours away, mate. You're excited. I've seen it on your social media. Queensland, New South Wales. It's the Ampol State of Origin. This is the decider for this year. Suncorp Stadium. Which way you going, mate?
Oh, like I might be reading a bit of red now, but there's only one way to go, man, and it's good to be blue. It's
Yes.
can't wait to to see the boys get the job done. Nah, it's gonna be. I tell you, like deciders and Suncorp, does it get much better? Like it's always like it's such. It doesn't matter what Queensland side showed up for game 2, game 3, different story.
Yep.
It's going to be a hard match. I'm looking forward to it, and I knew. It frustrated me that game 1, obviously, we got Suali sent off early, but I knew the team had it in them to do what they did in game 2, but they obviously just couldn't show it. So, but they're up for a big task tonight. It's going to be a hard game, so you're really looking forward to ripping it with that. So,
yeah, Steve Palmer up the Blues. Yeah, Booker's up the Blues. I'm with you. I'm on the same bag, and I've been there since the early 80s.
I've always been a Blues man. I was sitting here listening, waiting for Scotty's answer, which colour he was going, because I don't follow the social media that much, you see. So.
Yeah, I think I'd be kicked out of Glen Eagles. We're all Blue supporters in the Glen Eagles. So, I'll post up. There's a funny photo.
It all. You see, that's a success there.
Yeah. There's a funny photo Jaden put up today. I'll post it up on the chat shortly. And it's pretty crack up. He did his best Photoshop on all the heads and threw the Glen Eagles up on the Blues players. It was quite funny. But it's going to be back to the game. Yeah, it's going to be good. It's definitely going to be a hard game.
Yeah. Well, you got to get over the Suncorp crowd, obviously, and everyone knows the history between there and Queensland. Once you get over there, and if you win, mate, that's a hurdle with them. So it's no different to Eden Park and the All Blacks.
Yeah, it must be comparable to that, and
Fair,
like All Blacks always just step up another gear. I don't know what it is. It's just whether it's the fact they know they can do it, or it's just that home crowd energy.
Yeah. And really, who wants to be the coach of the All Black team when they lose at Eden Park? That's something that will go down in history, and that's all you will be renowned for. It'll be the question on the chase one day. Which New Zealand All Black coach lost at Eden Park?
See that kid's too. He's on the chat there. He'd be disowned here as well if he wasn't a Blues supporter.
Who put that in?
The family, mate. The family.
Is it Elisa? Is I got there? Elisa?
Oh, mum.
Yeah. Oh, your mum. There you go.
Yeah.
Mum, you'd be disowned if you weren't a Blues supporter, mate.
Yeah. No, we've watched. What's that, sorry?
Karen, I was just going to say, now you mentioned Blues, they'd be pretty stoked after, 21 years? Bloody Blues around the Super Rugby title, hey, for Auckland?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, obviously, it's good to be a Blues supporter when, obviously, Auckland's going well as well. So, we're a bit of a diehard there. It's always funny because, you deal with so many people from the place, and, it's good when they get a dub. So, it's been a long time coming for that as well, so it's cool. And even better, they threw up the signs everywhere. I don't know if you saw the Blues champion, like Auckland Blues champion signs that went up in every around the country. Like just racking everyone up. So just another reason to hate Auckland Blues, I guess. But now it's cool to see the boys got the job done, and job's going to be done tonight as well.
Oh, exactly, mate. 21 long years for those Blues loyal fans out there. Look, and I've been waiting since 95 for my Warriors, and I'm still bloody waiting. But I'm still in there, still trying to keep
still
there,
waiting
mate.
for that. They're not going to, not too flashy at the moment, but hopefully we can pick it up. And it was a tough.
My team's not going that flash either.
Because rabbits aren't going flash.
My rabbits, yeah.
They didn't do too bad the game I watched the other week. From
too up and down though, eh, Scotty? It's
very inconsistent. They got some good players, but like every team, mate, it's just so close at that competition. It's doesn't take much for you to slip up and lose a few games here and there.
Well, mate, we better let you go. Go get ready and dress up in your blues to watch the game tonight. And look, anytime you're floating around the track, you're more than welcome to come join Books and I on a mic and have a bit of fun in the pits, mate. That's if you get some downtime. I know you're busy. And hey, Mark. Hey, DJ. Hey, how good was that coffee this morning? It was good. Yes. Up the wires. Up the wires. I see that there. That's again, mate. Yeah, that's me. The wires.
Yeah.
Right. Bro, it's been good catching up with you and Charlie on the show. Thank you both for joining us tonight, and all the best going forward. No doubt we'll catch up with each other trackside, eh?
No worries. Yeah, thanks for having me, and yeah, we'll catch up. I'm sure throughout the season sometime.
Cheers,
And
Scotty.
cheers everyone for watching as well. Cool. Thank you.
Cheers,
Thanks,
Scotty.
mate.
Cheers.
Awesome. Charlie Sorter, Scott Tennant. That wraps up another show here on Trackside with Kokpit, brought to you by GARAGE16. GARAGE16 back with us for a whole nother season. Who we got here? Kerry, Adam, Queenslander. Yeah, look at these Queensland fans jumping in there.
Yeah, we'll quickly finish till we get too many of those.
Outstanding interview. What an awesome bloke. Yeah, cheers, Wayne. Fresh of breath there, yeah, in the Superstock 100%, mate. And that's why we do our show. We're back next Wednesday. Might just keep an eye during the weekend. We might have who might be joining us next week. We'll see what happens. I know we still got plans over this month to catch up with a well-known driver that's raced at the top end of his career when he was right at the top end. So let's hope we might be able to catch up with him throughout this month of July. Cheers, Steve Palmer. That's why we do it. It's for you, the fans, the comments. Thank you for all your comments, and be safe out there and enjoy the rest of the week. And yeah, we'll catch you back next Wednesday, 7:30, Books.
Have a great week and a great weekend, team. We'll see you next week. Thank you. Oh,
Yeah.
and just before we go, I'll announce that next week. That's right. I'll announce it next week. You have to tune in next week to find out. So
It's got an OnlyFans page.
Thanks, team. See you all.
Yeah.
Holy snapping duck shit.
My good mate from Bump and Run Booker joins us.
I'm excited for another great show tonight. Give it the hoot, Nanny.